Vampires might be one of the most popular mythical creatures in many cultures today, but it wasn't too long ago that plenty of people still believed vampires were real. Take the New England vampire panic, for example. It started in the 1880s in the small town of Exeter, Rhode Island. There was a family living in town named the Browns that had an unlucky run with tuberculosis, or consumption as it was known at the time. They called it that because the highly contagious disease literally consumed people, causing their body to decay until they died. Bad stuff. The mom of the family was the first to get tuberculosis, followed by the oldest daughter. Both of them died from the disease. Eventually, the youngest daughter, Mercy, and her brother Edwin also contracted the disease. Both of the young siblings slowly got worse and worse until poor Mercy died in January 1892. Little Edwin lingered on, still desperate for a cure. What happened to the Brown family spooked the whole town. Little was known about consumption at the time, so plenty of people attached superstitions to the sickness. And with so many members of one family dying, people were open to supernatural answers. So it didn't take long for friends and family to start spreading rumors that it may have been a vampire who infected the youngest son. Eventually, they started to believe that one of the deceased Brown women was a vampire who was drinking Edwin's blood at night. After months of speculation and pressure, the father of the family reluctantly agreed to dig them up. So on March 17, 1892, a group of villagers, a skeptical local doctor, and a reporter set out to unearth the bodies. The first two bodies they pulled out were the mom and the older sister. As you might imagine, all they found were bones. But when they opened the grave of the younger sister, Mercy, who had died just 2 months before, well, her body was as fresh as the day she died. Our vampire hunters took this as an undeniable sign that Mercy was in fact an undead vampire who was attacking her brother. So they did what any self-respecting vampire hunter would do. They cut out her heart and liver, burned them up into an ashy powder, then mixed the organ ash with water to make a concoction that poor sick Edwin was told to drink, hoping it would cure him of his vampiric curse. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Mercy Brown definitely wasn't a vampire. Not just because they don't exist, but because there's actually a pretty basic reason why her body was so well preserved. You see, Mercy died in the frigid winter months when it was so cold they couldn't even dig her grave until the soil thawed. So instead, they put her in a stone tomb, which basically acted like a refrigerator. Since Edwin wasn't actually being bitten by a vampire, the morbid mixture of burnt-up heart and liver did exactly nothing to help him get better, and he promptly died of tuberculosis 2 months later. So the moral of the story? Given all the vampire panic and witch trials, the answer seems obvious. Steer clear of New England if you're some sort of supernatural sorcerer, or even worse, accused of being one.